bring you back because you were sitting there. You've worked for a number of presidents on both sides of the aisle. What did you make of President Trump's response?
It was delusional in some ways. I mean, I thought, why didn't, Paul Ryan manned up, he took responsibility. This is a man who just shoves it off on other people and described things in ways that are, that are just misleading. I'm sure he'll get better at this. And I think it's also fair to say that a lot of presidents have stumbled. A lot of presidents had trouble in their first 100 days.
Bill Clinton had trouble in his first 100 days.
Bill Clinton had trouble. Jack Kennedy had his Bay of Pigs in the first 100 days. But I think when you add up the totality of it, you said this is the worst week of his presidency. I actually think this may be the worst 100 days we've ever seen in a president. Maybe it'll get better. But earlier this week, he had his credibility, took a direct hit over the wiretapping
by the FBI director.
And now his capacity is taking a direct hit. He came to us as the deal maker. His ultimate promise was that he was the deal maker and could make the system work. And that so clearly has failed.
Here's what I don't get. He said the best thing that could happen is what happened today. Yeah. I mean, this is a president who was trying to get his signature plan passed through Congress, repeal and replace, and he came out and said the best thing that could happen is what happened today, because I think Republicans in the end were more concerned about losing this than the president himself. And I saw a clear signal from him today, which was, maybe I'll do a bipartisan bill. You know what that means? That means Freedom Caucus. Sure, he said they're my friends. They're not his friends. When he was talking about doing a bipartisan bill, just wait, Freedom Caucus. If he wants to do tax reform or infrastructure, he may be not so friendly with those folks anymore.
But to David's point, he's the president of the United States, which means he's president to all those people who like Obamacare, too. He's their president, too. And imagine if a fire chief showed up. He said Obamacare's exploding, and we're going to watch it and let it explode, and then maybe we'll do something about it. It's like the fire chief showing up and saying, no, don't squirt any water at that building. Let's just let it burn to the ground. Yeah. Right. He's in charge now. I know he doesn't like this program. I know he thinks the people who built this program, made a mess. But guess what? He's the president now. It's his mess. He didn't start it, but he inherited it.
I don't know. David was quoting last night. I think we all saw the Quinnipiac poll, 17% popularity for this bill. I mean, hey, if your party doesn't pass a vote that's 17% popular, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it could be the kind of thing, egotistically hurt my pride, but legislatively it didn't hurt me because Charlie Dent and Mark Meadows and all the people in between aren't going to have a 30-second ad against them now about voting for a bill that has 17%
but if you look at the energy
let's go to Simone.
If you look at the energy in the states, in districts across the country, red districts, in these town halls, in very, very red places, constituents are coming saying, there's a problem with my health care, you just want to repeal it, and you're not going to do anything to fix it. Tell me what you are going to do. I want to keep my health care, but it needs to get better. So this is definitely on the hands of Republicans. And you want to talk about tax reform, in the latest Quinnipiac poll, 74% don't want to see taxes lowered for the wealthy. That's not popular either.
I want to go to Mary Catherine, because Mary Catherine is one of the few people, if not the only person, who's actually on Obamacare right now. Just as somebody, but as somebody who uses this, what do you want President Trump and Congress to do? Do you want him to cut a deal with the Democrats to improve it?
Look, I think the end, first politically, I think the end of the LOL Nothing Matters opera that we've all been watching is when he gets together with Schumer and Pelosi and does a public option. End scene. Like, this is, he was
the public option that he just said he wanted in his book in 2000.
Yes, of course he doesn't care about this. And the thing about him owning it, though, is, I'm sorry, I do think he's more invested in tax reform, in manufacturing, or infrastructure, all these things. He chose this as the first thing. This was the first thing. His name is on it, and he's the deal guy.
What was striking to me is that he won the election in part because he connected in a better way with the public and people who felt like nobody was standing up for them. And for every president, there's an opportunity when you fail. They all fail at certain points. And he used that opportunity to do a nonsensical, out of his mind, rant about people he was angry at. He didn't use it as an opportunity to speak directly to people and say, I'm fighting for you, I want to fix this,